What is up, Earthnoids, Spacenoids, and everything in between? I am just a simple new type, and in this video, we are about halfway through Mobile Suit Gundam Seed. In the Cosmic Era, the Earth Alliance and Zaft are ramping up the war. In our last video, the Archangel made its way into Orb territory. We learned more about Kigali's past and her ties to Orb, and we learned about the mass-produced Astray. In this video, we will learn more about the Plant Supreme Council's change of power. We will also lose some friends and mobile suits, and we will see Operation Spitbreak in full effect. So let's get into this. At Orb, the Archangel is getting fixed. Meanwhile, senior engineer of Morgenrot, Erica Simmons, is going over the collected data from the strike and the data from Kisaka, who was the guy following Kigali around throughout the series. Once collected, Kigali and Erika show Kira the M1 Astray. We talked about this last video, but this is essentially Orb's mass-produced unit. Kigali tells Kira that the Orb Union wants to remain neutral and doesn't want to have any foreign nations invading them. Usually, in situations like this, other fighting nations will pressure the neutral nations or even force their hand to go to war. By having the production of mobile suits, this guarantees that they can defend themselves. Kigali is still mad at her dad for Orb helping the Earth Alliance, even though Uzumi didn't know anything about it. Erika shows off the Astray to Kira before telling him that she wants Kira to develop an operating system for the mass-produced mobile suit. Meanwhile, the Zala team is still trying to infiltrate the neutral colony. They receive fake badges and make their way towards Morgenrot. At the Ministry of Orb, Uzumi looks at a file on Kira Yamato. He wonders about his past. The Archangel crew are able to meet with their parents while on leave. However, one family isn't with the rest. The Yamato family meets with Atha. It appears Uzumi Atha knows the Yamato family. Kira is working on the operating system. Flay wonders why he isn't visiting with his parents. Flay makes the situation about herself, of course. The team say their farewells to their parents with the exception of Kira. It is clear that he is ignoring his parents. It seems he is somewhat upset that he is a coordinator. Tori flies away. Kira chases Tori outside to find that the Zala team is right there with Tori. Kira and Athrun recognize each other but pretend that they don't, as they both know what's about to happen in the near future. Athrun gives Kira his bird back and walks away. Colonel Kasaki informs Ramius that Carpinteria is most likely the most concerning enemy adjacent to their location. He also thanks the officers for helping to bring Kigali home. Meanwhile, the Zala team are patiently waiting for the Archangel to leave Orb territory. Because Kigali will not be joining the crew when they make their departure, Toll volunteered to be the pilot of the Skygrasper 2, as he is second to Kigali in the simulator. Uzumi and Kigali have a talk. He thinks that Kigali's sense of heroism is selfish and that fighting with the Earth forces won't stop war. She decides to stay at Orb for now. Kira and Kigali say their goodbyes. Kira tells Kigali to apologize to his parents for him. They make their departure from Orb. The Orb fleet leaves the Archangel. As planned, the Zala team was waiting for them. Kira, of course, knew this too, so he was ready, waiting in the strike. The Aegis, Buster, Blitz, and Duel, all riding ghouls, begin their attack. The Archangel lays down a smokescreen. The strike is on top of the Archangel using the Launcher Striker. The Launcher Striker pack is a long-range weapon striker. It has a bombardment support control system and a 320mm hyper-impulse cannon. Besides the second episode, I believe, it is rare for the strike to use the Launcher Striker pack. Usually Mu Laflaga uses it with the Skygrasper. Mu and Toll launch in the Skygraspers. Kira begin using the launcher. The Zala team scatters. The strike begins fighting them 1v1 while the Archangel's valiant cannons give supporting fire. The launcher pack is depleted and the phase shift armor goes down as Kira ejects the striker pack. They prep the L striker pack that is attached to Mu's Skygrasper. This is the first time we see a Skygrasper transfer a new striker pack to the strike during mid-battle. This is the striker pack's intended use, longevity and firepower on the battlefield. Kira knocks the Blitz off its ghoul and takes it for himself. He destroys Athern's ghoul as well. Toll currently has the sword striker pack equipped and is ready to send it to Kira. Kira equips the striker pack. Athern and Kira fight. The strike has the upper hand, but Nico comes in to help Athern. Unfortunately, the Blitz Gundam only had one hand. Kira uses the sword and kills Nico, destroying the Blitz. The strike makes its retreat, as does the Zala team, but not before Athern goes in shock for a moment. Back at the Archangel, Mu tells Kira that he is in war, and if he wants to win this war, he should stop hesitating. The Archangel is struggling to make contact with Alaska, which is their next destination. Back at the Vazgulav sub, Athern mourns the loss of Nico. He promises that he will kill Kira, but not for too long. As the team preps to attack the Archangel once again, the team launches on their ghouls. Kira and Mu launch and engage with the dual Aegis and Buster. Mu is equipped with the launcher striker pack. The Aegis takes out one of the Archangel's cannons. Toll goes out in the Skygrasper 2. The duel and Aegis double team Kira. He is able to take out the duel's leg and the Aegis' ghoul. Kira and Athern land on a nearby island and continue their battle. The Archangel crash lands on the island as well. Mu is able to take out the Buster's ghoul and arm. The Buster Gundam is failing. Diarca looks over at the Archangel and notices the cannons pointed right at him. There is nothing he could do but surrender. While the Strike and Aegis fight, Toll comes in to support with the Skygrasper. Athern throws his shield right at him, killing him instantly. Kira cries out in pain. Both have just lost a friend. The two are prepared to fight to the death. Both of their power is low. Their phase shift armor turns off. Athern turns the Aegis into its mobile armor form and grasps onto the Strike. He activates his self-destruct and bails. Kira is trapped in the Strike when both the Strike and Aegis explode. Both the Strike and the Skygrasper 2 have lost signal with the Archangel. The engineering team is trying to get the ship back up in order to take off very soon. Also, Diarca has been taken as a prisoner, and the crew has taken the Buster Gundam back. Dins begin approaching the Archangel. Luckily, they are able to get the ship off the ground. The Skygrasper 1 is not ready to launch. They continue to try to contact Alaska, but don't get a response. They decide to send a message to Orb instead. Back at the Vazgulav sub, Izak is the only remaining member of the Zala team. Athern and Diarca are both MIA. Raul LeCreuset orders the sub to return to base. An Orb Union team, including Kigali and Kisaka, go to investigate the island. They find the Strike, but no pilot. Near the beach, however, Kigali finds a passed out Athern. Orb takes the Strike and Athern. Kigali confronts Athern and tells Kigali that he killed Kira. Athern tells Kigali that they were friends when they were younger. Flay also finds out that Kira is MIA. Kigali gives Athern back to Zaft. She gives him a necklace to protect him. Kira wakes up to find that he is in the presence of Lacus. The Archangel finally makes its way to Alaskan territory, but they are left on standby and can't leave the ship. At Alaska, a group of Earth Alliance members discuss the Cyclops system and the new GAT series of Gundams in the works. Back at Carpinteria Base, Zaft preps for a major assault. Raul visits Athern and tells him that he is being promoted and will now be reporting directly to the National Defense Committee. Raul will no longer be his commanding officer. Also, Athrun will return home, where he will be the pilot of a new mobile suit that Zaft has been working on. Raul also tells him that his father, Patrick Zolla, has been appointed Plant's Supreme Council chairman. This position was previously held by Siegel Klein. Remember, Klein was a more moderate person in his beliefs, whereas Zolla is more radical. This change in power definitely is a sign of more radical moves on Zaft's end. Back on Asperius 1, Lacus takes care of Kira. Reverend Machio comes and tells Kira that he brought him to Asperius 1. Now just a reminder, Kira was on Earth heading towards Alaska. Now the plants are all located over here. There's no way he got all the way to the plants while passed out. Anyways, I digress. Reverend Machio acts as a communicator between Zaft and the Earth Alliance, and not for or against either side. Machio has helped create non-aggression treaties between Zaft, EA, and Orb for the Junk Guild, which plays a big role in Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Astray. More on that later. Rao preps for Operation Spitbreak. Zaft plans on attacking the Alaskan base, but Rao's version of the operation might be a little different than the rest of Zaft's. Meaty goes to the medbay to find Diarca there. Meaty grabs a knife and decides to take out her frustration on Diarca. Flay finds a gun and pulls it out on Diarca as well. Flay loves a little crazy, so she jumps in. Meaty sees Flay's psychopathy and realizes that she doesn't want to be anything like her. She decides to save Diarca's life at that moment. Look at these eyes, man. On Alaska, the officers of the Archangel meet with the EA. They essentially debrief the higher-ups on their journey. One of the men asking questions is Captain William Sutherland. During this meeting, it is clear that Sutherland is anti-coordinator and pro-Blue Cosmos. The meeting is adjourned. Sutherland tells Badriel, Mu Laflaga, and Flay that they are being transferred. When asked why Flay, Sutherland notes that she joined the military after her father died and that she will be used as a propaganda icon for the Earth Alliance, and more likely, Blue Cosmos. As Athrun is now a part of Special Forces, he makes his leave from Carpinteria Base. He says his farewell with Isaac. Back at the Archangel, Flay and Badriel say their farewells to the captain as they make their way to their new post. Mu is mad that he is being transferred to California to be a pilot instructor. Remius is sad to see him go. The Archangel is to join the Alaska Defense Force 5th Escort Group. Patrick Zolla gives the go for Operation Spitbreak. He tells Zaft forces that they will be attacking Joshua at Alaska instead of Panama. Both Zaft and the Earth Alliance expected this giant operation to go down in Panama, but it looks like it is a direct attack on EA headquarters. Many of EA forces are stationed in Panama for this reason. Because of this, Alaskan forces aren't at 100%. The switch from Panama to Alaska also is something that Patrick Zolla did behind the backs of the Supreme Council. Zaft enters the Earth atmosphere. The attack begins. Alarms go off. Mu runs off to figure out what is going on. Jins, Dins, Bakus, and Sigus all form on Joshua with insurmountable forces. Raul Crusette is in his Sigu. The ZGMF-X10A Sigu was supposed to be a mass-produced successor to the Jin, but because of the release of the G-weapons, Zaft shifted focus. The Archangel prepares for attack without a mobile suit team. Meanwhile, Kira decides he can't sit around and do nothing while an attack takes place on Earth. The battle wages on. Raul lands at the Alaskan base. How so easy? Who knows. He runs into Mu, and they battle with pistols. Raul runs away with Flay and takes her hostage. Mu finds a computer with information regarding the current mission taking place. Lacus gives Kira a Zaft uniform to wear. They sneak onto the base where they find the new Freedom Gundam. The ZGMF-X10A Freedom Gundam was reverse engineered from the G project by Orb and the Atlantic Federation. This Gundam has everything. Everything? Everything. We are talking Vulcans, beam sabers, railguns, beam rifles, anti-beam shields. It has a multi-lock system, an in-jammer canceller, has a phase shift armor, and a meteor unit that makes it even stronger, damn it! I know this is a Japanese anime, but this is the most American Gundam ever. I'm looking at you, Gundam Baxter from G Gundam. You are nothing. Nothing. Both the Freedom and Justice were created by Patrick Zolla and the Plant Supreme Council. I guess since Lacus's dad isn't the chairman anymore, she decided it's time to do a little bit of war crimes. Kira takes off in the Freedom Gundam. The Archangel does its best to defend the base. Raoul Crusette looks at the battle from afar. He notes that the Eurasian fleets and the Archangel-class ships are taking most of the attack currently. Mu finds a fighter jet and takes off as the base is infiltrated by ZAF soldiers. Meanwhile, some of the Atlantic Federation higher-ups are plotting something. The only response that the base is getting is to hold the line. No enforcement from Panama has shown up yet. Mu flies towards the Archangel. It takes a hit and crash lands on the ship. Mu tells Captain Remius that the Cyclops system is set up below Alaskan headquarters. It will blow once the defense line has been broken. The Panama forces simply won't be here in time, and everything in a 10-kilometer radius will be vaporized. Not only that, but specifically the Archangel ship, which since all mobile suits of the G Project are now destroyed for the most part, has no role. Also, as mentioned earlier, Eurasian Federation ships are involved. It is clear this plot is done by the Atlantic Federation, and by extension, Blue Cosmos. Based on this information, Remius decides to abandon the battlefield and retreat, as this is a lose-lose situation. Mu goes back out in the Skygrasper. The main gate at the base is about to go down. The Dual Gundam goes out to search for and destroy the Archangel. Izak takes out the Launcher Striker pack equipped to the Skygrasper. The Archangel is getting attacked. Its balancer is off and they slowly descend. A handful of Dins suddenly come in and attack the ship. Mu is busy with the Dual Gundam to help. A Din is about to destroy the Archangel ship until suddenly a mobile suit from above takes it out. It is Kira in the Freedom Gundam. Kira takes out an entire fleet. Captain Remius tells Kira about the plan. Kira then opens a broadcast to both Zaft and Earth, telling them to flee the location before the base explodes. Kira immobilizes Izak as he keeps fighting him and doesn't retreat. Meanwhile, EA activates the Cyclops system. Everyone flees for their lives. Zaft looks on in dismay. Rao says that they've been had, but he lets out a big grin. Say, is he playing both sides? I think he's playing both sides. Atherin makes it back to Asperius 1. He is informed that Operation Spitbreak is a failure, and that Lacus Clyne is now an enemy of the state for taking one of the new mobile suits. Atherin is in shock. And that will do it for this episode. Episode 33 in the remastered edition is a make or break point. If you're not on board after this one, it probably won't hook you. This is a history series, so we are trying to cover the key moments in the Cosmic Era, but we don't really cover great story beats like this.
昔友達に大事な友達にもらった大事なものなんだ
Perhaps we will go back and follow the Cosmic Era from a story and character perspective sometime. The ramifications of the EA at Alaska will have a lasting impact on this war for everyone. In our next video, we will be heading back to Orb, and the Archangel team is ready to rage quit this war. We will also dive into Blue Cosmos and learn about the biological humans and the new GAT Gundams. But until next time, new types, if your dad no longer has power in this world, it's time to start committing war crimes. Peace.